Hey, so we're going to start this series off with self-directed neuroplasticity. This comes from my anti-anxiety toolkit, and I'm basically going to be sharing a bunch of techniques designed to interrupt habituated patterns, patterns of thought, patterns of feeling, patterns of doing. And by interrupting them, by shifting the way your brain is doing what it had been doing, you're going to start to foster new neural connections, right? Think of it like this. This is your habit road you've been going down, whether it's start to doubt yourself, go into anxiety, whatever it is, feel that craving, go into eating or whatever. It's a well-worn path. What we're going to do is you're going to start to go down the road now. We'll put up a roadblock. That's what these techniques are designed to do. As you put up the roadblock, it forces the brain to detour, making new neural connections. And through repetition and sleep, you're going to change your brain faster than you think. Hey, the first technique I'm going to share is bilateral stimulation. It's a real simple and quick way to interrupt the habituated pattern, to get out of an unwanted emotional state, and to create a more balanced kind of body-mind. So you start to feel an unwanted feeling, whether it's anxiety or a craving or any aspect of your habit that you want to change, and then you just start to pass something back and forth, make sure to cross the midline of the body, and then you are stimulating right brain and left brain and right brain and left brain. And this way you are fostering a bunch of neural activity throughout both hemispheres, and it interrupts what your brain had been doing, and it creates that nice balanced state. And from here you can then choose one of the other techniques to segue into how you'd rather feel instead. Shift out and shut up. That is how I think about this technique. I use it all the time. So as a pattern interrupt, to go with the self-directed neuroplasticity, it's like having a pause button in your back pocket. It's simple, it's easy. You start by kind of focusing in, right? Using that foveal vision. That is related to stress. But what you want to do is you want to, without moving your eyes, shift out into peripheral. Be aware of the walls on either side of you, kind of reach visually, almost as if you could reach for that space behind you. This will start to guide you into parasympathetic response, and you'll find that you quiet that inner dialogue of yours. That's why I use it all the time, every day, because I never shut the fuck up in there, except when I press pause. Try it. This next technique comes from Richard Bandler. It's from neurohypnotic repatterning, I believe. I learned it maybe 16 years ago. It's a fantastic way to interrupt anxiety or fear of any kind. What you tend to notice when you're feeling anxious is there's a little movement inside. People will describe it in a bunch of different ways, but if you watch their body, they'll kind of show you the spin. Sometimes it's this way, sometimes this way, sometimes this way. Pay attention, you'll see it. So anytime you're feeling anxious, you notice what way it's spinning, whatever way. You imagine taking it right out in front of you and reverse it. This will kind of already mess with the way your mind and body had been recording that thing. You bring it back inside and you laugh. I know that's weird, but if you tell your clients to laugh, they'll think that's so strange that they'll laugh, and then it'll just bust out that thing. Then when you look at the trigger, you'll notice it feels different. Thanks, Bandler. Try it. Hey everyone, so this next pattern interrupt is all about down-regulating the vagus nerve. Anytime you're feeling any unwanted, emotional state or stress or anxiety, what you do, you start with just relaxing the back of your tongue. That naturally relaxes your jaw. You take a slow, deep breath into your belly. You exhale slowly, but twice as long. Do 3 of those and the whole system will just begin to relax. Remember the idea, right? You're starting to go down that habit road. You put a roadblock up. The roadblock is designed to detour the brain, right? Right out of that habit road. This is one that will just get you into a nice, relaxed state. Okay, relaxing the back of the tongue tends to send less signals to the language centers of the brain. It just quiets the mind. I'm just going to keep going here. So the next one I have is, again, part of this whole idea is to interrupt the pattern and stop whatever the hell you're doing, right? So whatever that habit is you want to change. I find that EFT is one of those techniques, regardless of how it works or what's going on, I know that it does work. So we can use a faster form of EFT, Faster EFT by Robert Smith, but even then some variations. So anytime you're feeling any unwanted stress or anxiety, you just notice where it is in your body, you tap here, and you think to yourself, I release and let this go. Or if you're like me, I release and let it go. I release and let it go. You take a deep breath in and you exhale twice as long. Try it. There is a structure to change. It's called the meta pattern of change. And it was made explicit to me by my friend John Overdurf, a brilliant mind. And it's basically 4 steps. You associate into the problem state, right? You activate the neural network of the problem state by associating in. Then you dissociate, that's step 2. Dissociate so you can get into a neutral position. Step 3 is associate into the resource, get into the good stuff, feel how you want to feel instead. And step 4 is the collapse. You bring the good stuff to the thing that had triggered the unwanted feeling. So you associate in, activate it, dissociate so you can find a better feeling, get that better feeling, associate in, and then bring that better feeling to where you need it. That's the 4 steps of the meta pattern, right? And it's underneath almost every solid NLP pattern or change work process. Look for it.